We got 1 hour left until the series finale of Arthur, and not even an hour because I had to futz with my memory card. They have an hour left until we watch the very last episode of Arthur ever. I wanted to come on here and talk because it's been a year. I haven't been on this channel in a whole year, and it all kind of ties into this 2022 theme and 2022 goal for myself to make every month of the year something different that I work on. Like, to make every month focus on one of these loose ends of myself to hopefully kind of tie everything together a little bit better before the big 2/9 in October. With that, I think that the theme of January, like January would be like the month of intention and setting intentions and like looking forward to see like what intentions I can set now that will get me to where I want to be. Like goal setting, planning, things along those lines. And especially being the new year, that's what a lot of people are doing. Everybody's kind of setting their goals for the year. It wasn't really just planning and goal setting. Like, I wanted to really get to the root of what I wanted to do. Like, what I want 2022 to bring, what I want to bring into 2022, and then what my steps are going to be to get to that, which is basically your intention. Kind of tied into this recently, I've been struggling a lot with time and where time is going and how fast time is going. We had kind of a close family death in January. It really caused this kind of mental spiral of spending my time and how I'm spending my time and where is my time going and am I purposefully using my time. I think the pandemic also caused this one day into the next day into the next day into the next day into the next day, and suddenly you've been in a pandemic for 2 years. The best part about kind of that is that it feels like a communal thing. Like, it feels like a lot of people are going through the same, where did Monday go, where did Tuesday go, suddenly I'm at the weekend, and what did I do with my weekend? Nothing, and now we're into the next week. I really wanted January to be the month of focusing on my time for the year and where my time is going to be going, like time off of work, where is that time going to be going? Where am I going to be going? What am I going to be seeing? What am I as a person going to be doing this year? And that's such an important thing to reflect on for me because I'm so concerned with my time. I feel like it was a good push off for 2022, especially turning 29 in October. I'm almost at 30. And that's 30 whole years, just like whooshed, like gone, you know? I have finally, now 1 month later, pushed myself out of that mindset. So basically, for setting intentions for January and where I want to be this year, I just really want to, like, a very bottom line answer is to just not be in the same place that I was in last year. I've been feeling very stagnant lately, just feeling very stuck and feeling very out of place, like late bloomer. I'm struggling with my job because everybody's a little bit older than me. And then I'm struggling with my second job because all of the people that I know there are all being like promoted, but I'm only there part-time, so I'm not looking for a promotion. But then everybody that's also part-time is way younger than me, so I don't really want to hang out with them either. So it's just kind of that social aspect too. Speaking of time, the last time that I posted a video 1 year ago, I was filming in my bedroom and editing in my bedroom, and like my mom would come home and I would be really quiet because I didn't want to hear any of this. And since then, my mom has moved out and hey, Flynn Ryder, hey. Baby, you can sit in the sunshine and that box can also be in the sunshine. There's enough sunshine for all of us, bub. But she has since moved out. She has since gotten married and moved out, and so I live by myself now, and this is my office area. It used to be her bedroom. This is where I work. This is the wall I look at when I work, hence the Burberry advertisement and last year's Adam Driver calendar. A wall of pictures of me and people that I love. A bulletin board full of Harry Styles Love on Tour photos and things like that for my cousin who I got for Christmas. And I don't know, you guys can't see up that high, but I've got my Kylo Ren and Ben Solo Funko Pop up there. This is where I spend a lot of my day, and I love it because it's just finally, it feels like I have space for me in this moment right now. Like, when I thought about what I wanted to paint it, I said, this is who I am in this minute. and it feels a bit like a time capsule for me, as does my bedroom upstairs. I love that feeling because I'm never going to have a room like this again, you know. My neighbors just pulled up in the car, and from where they pulled up at, they are able to see me. Flynn, it's a slinky, my guy. You have a slinky. You had 2 slinkies and you ruined them. I've only got 20 minutes until the Arthur series finale. I have so much talking to do. I'm just gonna keep going. To kind of get us back on track, I am living on my own now, which is such a big difference from where I was at last year. And it's so nice. It's so nice to come home to a room that is like quiet. And it's so nice to come home to a space that's mine. And while like not every room feels like mine because of the sense of like redecorating and all of that, it still feels like mine, and I love that for me personally. It's just it's like a good step from where I was at last year in terms of growth, and hopefully by the end of this year coming up, I will be in like my whole own space, a condo, an apartment, maybe in Chicago, maybe somewhere not in Illinois. Everything is really up in the air right now. And so one of my intentions set for this year is leaving this space. And with that, I think it's going to push me out of a comfort zone. Absolutely going to push me out of a comfort zone. And my comfort zone is like another thing that I've been struggling with. Feelings that I'm leaving behind, and things that I'm leaving behind, and who I am and who I'm not, and who I was, and how do you hang on to that, and how do you let go of like pieces of that while still finding pieces of you in things that when things feel so stagnant. I don't really know how to word that better. It's just something I've been dealing with. It just feels like I am in such a place that doesn't feel like me. Last night we went to go see Dodie Clark in concert, and I've seen her every time she's been in Chicago. Listening to her music, it just feels like me. It feels like such a nostalgic, wonderful version of me. And I keep looking for that in places and trying to incorporate her into like now. And I am struggling because I yearn for like early 20s me so much, because she had so much feeling and so much heart and so much love and so much sadness, but at least there were these feelings, and they were so real, and they were so deep, and they were such complex feelings. And now I just feel like I'm on autopilot, and I'm in a good place, like I'm in a stable place. But maybe it was like that instability that caused these feelings, and now that I don't have that, I just feel so disconnected from myself. To be able to sit down and watch Arthur on a marathon and still know quotes from it, and to be able to listen to music and like reminisce on like websites and things like that I used to go on, and kind of nest in that for a while and kind of nurture my inner child in that way, is wonderful to me. Been a big step for me in like February to kind of reconnect to my favorite version of myself. I sent one of my like long-term best friends a message the other day, and she responded with like very similar sentiments, and it was so nice because stuff like that can be unnerving, but you realize that maybe nothing has changed to like your personalities or your feelings. It's just been a matter of like time, and where time has gone. But you just kind of get busier. I mean, you just kind of start working different schedules, you start seeing people, everything just gets a little bit more complicated. You move, and it's like these relationships you form with people in this neighborhood that you grow up in, and all of a sudden that's gone because somebody moved somewhere, and then you don't see them. And although you have social media, it's not like you can bike to someone's house and they can bike to your house and you can go meet at the park. Like, none of that is a part of my daily existence anymore, you know? And while I am grateful for where I am at now, there are so many of those things that I miss and that I like long for in my past self. I'm working with how to take those feelings and that yearning and looking so fondly back on that and pull it into the present day me and the stability and where I'm at. I'm really trying to tap into the things that maybe I lost touch with that did make me happy. Those were really my 2 big intentions for this year, were to take like wherever I am at now and move into whatever the next step of it is, and grow in some way in each of those legs of my life. While I'm living on my own, like I want to be able to find my own space, and that's kind of that next step. Finding my next step in my job, whatever that is, finding my next step in writing, finding my next step in hobbies, like maybe tapping into old hobbies. It feels good to say a lot of this out loud. I feel like blogging wouldn't have done any of it justice, but to hear myself say out loud, like, hey, you're not entirely satisfied with where you are, but let's get there together this year. It just feels so good. I just want to be able to find kind of those tender moments from my early 20s and like photos and reminisce a little bit, but to be able to find like these pieces and piece them all together into a new piece that can then come into like my 29-year-old body, 28, but upwards into 29, like to take those moments and fit them somewhere into my late 20s life would be spectacular. There was really no solid way that I went about this. As far as very physical things, very like monotonous things go, I've got a planner, I've got a paper planner. I think it's helped like map things out as far as what do I have going on this year in like terms of events, because then you can kind of plan if you want to travel, you can plan out money, like financially, can you do it? With work, can you do it? Like what can you do? And to see it all be able to finally like was really cool. It was really important to see it all mapped out for myself for the year too. I think that helped ease some of my trouble with time and where's my time going and how am I spending my time, because it really shows you like this is how your time is being spent. They're your options to spend more of your time, because this is the time you have to spend. It's eased my mind a lot in the middle of the time crisis that was January. Am I not recording? Oh no, I am. Holy, I didn't see the little record in the top corner. And I was like, if I just went off on this whole spiel, like, oh my God. Yeah, but I really just looked at myself and figured out where I was mentally and then where I wanted to be and what kind of things I could do to get me there. And they all kind of started as little things like, hey, why don't you watch your favorite TV show again? And like find these little slivers of happiness and then find ways to incorporate these little slivers into like the everyday. Like if there is music that makes me really happy, like making a playlist of music that just like hits, you know? I think that making playlists is one thing, but there are just some songs that like you hear it and your whole inside just like beams, and to make a playlist of all of those songs and to listen and relish in it, to spend more time doing things that you like to do. Like I love writing and I'm in the middle of like a novel project that I am so excited about, and that is how I spend my time. And if I spend my time on the couch for an evening writing, it's not like it's time taken away from doing something else, which is how I would have viewed it like last year. It would have been very much like, oh, why are you still inside? Why are you sitting on the couch? Because now I'm doing something that I really like to do and my time is going to that, and that's important to me. We only have 7 minutes until the new Arthur, but that was kind of my January recap in a nutshell. The January theme is intention, being intentional with time, being intentional with money, with resources, with people, with relationships, with all of that. Like just finding the joy in things and spending your time and energy to feel better on the inside, to repair and to grow. Like you have to work on the inside. You don't have to, I have to. Like I have to work for me on the inside out. So now to know where I need to find those pockets of joy and to fill myself with them again and incorporate them into the day-to-day, to fill me with that, like now going onward, that's like being intentional. Keeping some kind of record of the things that really make you feel, like that make you feel good, that make you feel like who you are, that make you reflect, like a diary of some sort, I guess. It doesn't have to be a physical diary. I used to do this, but basically I had a Tumblr for a very, very, very long time. I would tag posts that really were like me, like that hit me, that quotes that hit me, songs that were about me, like not about me, but like songs that like I felt were mine, like to keep them from safekeeping and I used to tag it with my initials. So then I could go on my Tumblr, click like the tag for my initials and everything would be there and it would just feel like unadulterated, like this is who Lainey is as a person. It really helped to go through and reflect on all of that like that. But I think that's some kind of like photo or writing or interactive, like who are you as a person? What are you listening to? What songs embody you? Like, who are you? I think we lose that sometimes. Just being around other people a lot and spending time like working on things that aren't for us and like doing things that aren't necessarily for us. We lose us in that. How long have we been giving for? Time to get back. To me, it's time to touch base with Planet Lainey one more time. Gather the necessary resources for said planet and settle in for good and find that home again. A little bit rambly, a little bit deeper than book talk. I haven't read a book in a very long time. I love reading. I just haven't. That's not what's gonna bring me joy. I've spent more time writing than I have reading. We'll see what happens on here. This could just be like a monthly check-in with like, welcome to February, the month of so-and-so. I appreciate you all listening to me ramble. Thank you a ton. Oh yeah, we've only got 2 minutes till the series finale of Arthur, so I'm gonna go catch that. Probably cry a little bit. It's fine. It's just, I feel so tethered to him. Like I was born in 93 and Arthur started in 96, and now I'm almost 30 and Arthur's on the series finale. So I'm just, no matter how you're feeling, you just need to get those feelings out and let yourself feel them, and that is important. It's important to not keep things bottled up, and however you need to let those feelings out, you do it. And if it's crying to the finale of Arthur, so be it. Thank you all for listening, and I will see you sometime in the future. Bye.